Oh, it's a big boy for you. Pittsburgh and the Giants, two very public teams, and the number reflects that. Giants 3-point favorites. Total in the game is 47. Guys, let's just dive right into it. Pittsburgh maybe got the running game going a little bit here with Jonathan Dwyer of late, but against this Giants secondary, look for Roethlisberger to be chucking it around.
Yeah, there's no reason for Pittsburgh to try and go out there and run the football. I mean, Jonathan Dwyer's been good his last two games, over 100 yards in each of them. Rashard Mendenhall and Ike Redmond still real questionable, never sure if they're going to suit up and play. But the Giants secondary, as Brian alluded to, is the real weakness. They're 26th in the NFL, and if the Giants don't get takeaways, Pittsburgh's going to have a field day with their aerial attack.
30th ranked defense in yards per play at 6.5. They're only allowing 20.1 points per game, so giving a lot of yards up between the 20s, bend but do not break defense, but can't do that against a Steeler team. And I really like Jonathan Dwyer out of Georgia Tech. Back-to-back 100-yard games. He is what the doctor ordered for the Steelers, but he was a little banged up too. Hopefully he'll be back. Ike Redmond's supposed to be back this week too.
All right, let's sling it right back at you, Kenny. Just 4-3 to the under Pittsburgh, 5-3 to the under the Giants. That's what I love. You be a sponge, you listen to this stuff, and you ride the wave, and I think if you do it semi across the board, watch the weather. But we talked about this from week one of this season. Tom Coughlin, an undercoach against NFC East opponents, and he's a dead-over coach. Cleveland walked in there and scored 55 points on him. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. What is he, 21-7 to the over against non-NFC East teams?
21-7 over against non-division teams at home. And you're right, look at what Tampa did. Tampa got 34. So there's only 2 games this year. Both went over, and you're right. It makes sense that Coughlin really fires up the defense for his most meaningful games. That's the division games. He has a great quarterback in Manning, and you got another great quarterback on the other side. I think this game goes over.
And Todd, that trend, I mean, that's talking about the visitors, really. We just Tampa, that's not even taking into account what Eli Manning's been doing on offense.
No, I mean, you look at it, and it says a lot about the way Tom Coughlin approaches these games, almost to work out the kinks, to use things against the divisional foes. The Giants now have a commanding 3-game lead in that division, too. So don't expect max focus here. The one thing that concerns me, though, before backing the Steelers, Eli Manning did not have one of his best games last week against Dallas. He tends to alternate good games with bad games. But keep in mind, the Giants tied for first in the NFL with 24 takeaways this year. Pittsburgh doesn't give up the ball, only 6 giveaways, which has them tied with the Texans. So if the Giants want to play bend but don't break, Steelers will have plenty of chances.
I'll throw Manning and Olive Branch last week because I think that game was an anomaly. They got such the big lead. They took their foot off the gas, and sometimes it's tough to get it going again. You guys, give me the answer. 2 immensely public teams, game sitting on 3. Does anything happen here with the number?
I think we've seen the movement. We're going to see number open to 3.5, down to 3. I think that's where it sits, and expect good two-way action, especially in that standalone primetime spot in the middle of the afternoon.
I think it stays 3. And, I want to say something about Manning. He has not played well the last 3 games, but the Giants are 3-0 straight up, 2-1 ATS. Over that time, he has 2 touchdown passes to 3 interceptions over his last 3 games. He's not played well. He's due for a big game.
The boys, Kenny White, Todd Furman, I'm Brian Blessing. It's a good one. Enjoy it. Pittsburgh and the Giants.